designs and manufactures firearms products for a variety of uses, including law enforcement, military, sports shooting, and self-defense. And with me is the president, Robert Goodmanson, to talk about ammo, bring us up to date on what the company's doing, and how is the U.S. market, would you say, for firearms-related products right now?
The market has been extremely strong and really shows no sign of weakening. You know, I've got a number of things that are driving that. You know, first, let's just say the sports shooting really started, in earnest with, COVID. But then rapidly moved into civil unrest. So what we're seeing is the demand. We've added, I think 20. They added more than 10 million new shooters. 21 the same. Don't have the numbers for 22, but it'll be a large number as well. So we have all these new shooters who, incidentally are primarily minorities and females that are the new shooters that are coming in. The capacity constraints, we're the only company who's increased our capacity. And so the demand is definitely there.
I mean, it's interesting you mentioned that about females, because I do know some women, not in the New York City area, because it's difficult to get a firearm here, but that live outside of the area that bought a gun for the first time.
Right.
And during the pandemic.
Sure.
So I definitely saw it. So how do you handle all these kind of new people into the market?
Well, we just added significant capacity. We built a new manufacturing facility in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, just opened 2 weeks ago. We'll more than double our capacity. Our clients include all the big box stores, distributors, so there's broad distribution for our products, primarily our patented products, but the normal ammunition as well.
And then you had also 2 new Department of Defense contracts?
We have 2 Department of Defense contracts with the DoD. One would be called ballistic match, and the other would be called shot on target. We can't go into a lot of detail on these, but we've been working on these for 18 months, going through the rigorous testing that they put us through, the rules, the regulations. They've gone through all of our manufacturing to make sure we can comply with everything that they need. And so we're coming to the conclusion on those 2 contracts. Yeah. We're very excited about that.
Now, do you sell overseas or just in the U.S.?
Up until just recently, we've stayed all in the U.S. We really haven't exported anything. But frankly, with our success that we've had with the DoD, we're getting a lot of questions and interest about our products that we have, primarily from the military on the different NATO countries, because we can export to any NATO country.
Interesting.
But they were waiting for all the work to be done, so they don't have to go through all the testing.
I was going to ask about that. Is this like a government is your customer, or is it individuals? Because I feel like many other countries aren't quite as Second Amendment.
Right. So, yeah. It is both, individuals, law enforcement, military.
You have some patented products as well. Tell me about those.
We have 3 patented products. One would be, we'll call the Stealth, which is a suppressed round. One is called OWL, which stands for one-way luminescent, which is a round that only the shooter can see. It leaves a luminescent, non-incendiary trace. So you can watch where the bullet goes. Great for training. Military loves it. Law enforcement loves it. And it's a fun thing to shoot. And the third one is our armor-piercing ammunition.
And that would be a military thing too, I assume?
That would definitely be military.
Yes. So let's talk about just the company in general. So you're publicly traded.
Publicly traded.
Here at the NASDAQ. How's the business been? And you're only 5 years old, right?
Correct.
Okay. So tell me about the growth and the founding and what brought you to today.
Well, the CEO and chairman, Fred Wagenhall, started this company. He's had a very successful background, traded on the New York Stock Exchange, has had other companies and gone through this. But he's realized that you need, patents or exclusive licenses to really be a successful organization. and he fell in love with shooting, later in life, and thought this would be a great industry, but it's so antiquated, and old. I mean, some of these manufacturers have been around for 150, 200 years. And so what he wanted to do was bring new technology to that space. And through the acquisitions that we've made, that is how we started, and that was his vision of where this could go. So as we, sit here today, 5 years later, we've made significant inroads into the space.
And then also, gunbroker.com. So that is another way that you're kind of innovating and getting involved in new technology as well.
Correct. Yeah, gunbroker.com we acquired at the end of April 2021. It's the world's largest firearm and outdoor website. We have 7.5 million registered users and adding, approximately 50,000 new users on a monthly basis.
Are there any initiatives or innovations going on since you bought that company?
Yeah, actually, there's quite a few. Understanding that Gunbroker is basically started as a great model that just puts together buyers and sellers. They just connect them and makes the lawful transfer of weapons. The government loves us, ATF loves us because of how we operate. However, we also saw many things that we could do to change and increase the Gunbroker presence. And that's what we've been doing. The first thing we've done is we have worked diligently on the customer service aspect, which sounds simple. It's not, but we've added a number of people, increased our training. We want to make the experience of going to Gunbroker far superior to what it's been in the past. There's been a number. We're adding to simplify the payments, and how to operate that. We are increasing and starting, which should be by the end of this month, a new payment service, credit cards, gift cards, loyalty programs, ACHs, none of which Gunbroker could offer the people, before. And so what that has done is, besides bringing more profit to the company, again, streamlining the experience, for our customer. A big one, which sounds like, why would that be a hard thing to do? And it is very difficult, is add carding. Now, carding, which you would see on Amazon.
You mean like the shopping cart?
Put it in your cart. Up until now, you could only buy one thing at a time on Gunbroker and then go back in and start again. The carding, it's a complicated thing to do. However, that will be live by the end of the year as well.
And then online, how do you make sure like all the guns are purchased legally and everything?
Oh, that's easy. We have, what makes us also unique is we have 30,000 FFLs, Federal Firearm Licenses, which could be a box store, a gun range, a small mom and pop store. So if you purchased a gun from me on Gunbrokers, I don't send it to you. I send it to an FFL by you.
I see.
You go there and to pick it up. Before you pick it up, they will do the background check. And if you pass they will give you the weapon.
Got it. Okay. And the stock price, I think you feel that it is undervalued, right? So explain that. Explain why. What are investors missing?
They are missing. We really haven't, been given the recognition, I think, for what we've done and how we have executed. And what we have built. They're two totally separate businesses that can still work together. Now, frankly, everybody's stocks seems to be currently in the doldrums, as ours as well. However, when people start to understand and see the story, look at the stellar balance sheet, look at all these other things and what we've done, I think we will continue to get the recognition that we should have. Because frankly, where we're trading, each company individually is worth more than the stock where we're trading currently.
Robert, thank you so much for coming by and explaining ammo. Great to
Thank
meet
you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.